My dude, that legendary Av, bro. That legendary
bro.
Av. You stay
Man, the
parked.
floor.
You stay parked over in that piece.
Hey, talk to him, man. Talk to him, man, about the enemies in their life, man. About the rival in their life, man. Go ahead and spit that to him.
Man, you know we already went in on that podcast. But at the end of the day, we all got a Goliath. We all got a Goliath. And that Goliath is disguised as anxiety, depression, obesity, self-doubt, people telling us that we're worthless. But at the end of the day, I want everybody to feel me when I say this. 80% of success is getting out of your own mother way. 80% of it is getting out of your own way. And the other 20% is the genius and the talent that God already gave you. And if you can actually get out of your way, if you can figure out that 80%, the 20% just flows. It just flows. And it all starts with you slaying that giant, with you defeating that enemy within. I'm going to drop the proverb on them, the African proverb. If you can defeat the enemy within, no enemy on the outside can ever harm you.
What? Say that again, bro.
If you can defeat the enemy within, no enemy on the outside could ever harm you. And it's the truth. Everybody here, and I'm saying this with all the humility, like I haven't been a victim myself. We've all taken L's to the lesser version of us. We're never going to have an undefeated record against the weaker version of ourselves. But the thing is, a lot of people just lay on the mat. A lot of people just lay on the canvas, looking straight up and seeing this better version, this Goliath, stand over them, and they're okay with laying on their back. You know, and the rare breeds, they find a way to get back up. It's just the truth. They're going to stay in that ring. They're going to walk through all those shots that come straight for their neck, because we all know that life finds a way to kick you in your teeth when you are not looking. I mean, think about the month you had. Your daughter suffering a completely tragic accident. When I was actually on the phone with T right as it happened. Me and T were about to get on the phone, and then T hangs up, texts me, and says, "My daughter's unconscious." I know you remember that. On the way to the hospital. Mother passed, and then you hit me up at the hospital, and you told me that your grandmother, it could be the end for your grandmother.
Yeah.
And you, but through all of that,
what's wrong with that?
If you go down that road down there, Florence, you keep on pass up all those new.
Go ahead, bro.
No.
Well,
but through all of that, he stayed the course. His faith never wavered, as much as he was hurting. And you know, and I'll be honest with you, it's okay to be hurt. It's okay to have a bad day. It's okay to be scared, to be fearful. But there's a difference between being fearful in the moment and living in fear, and taking a complete L to just the lesser version of you. And people know it. People know it. Deep down, when they wake up in the mirror and they're feeling unmotivated about who they are, they know. And they do not want to completely face that reality. And I'm going to tell you this about Trent and I as coaches, man. I don't like to use the word motivation, because motivation is just a passive emotion. You watch a video, you're going to be motivated. The next couple days, let's see if you're still putting in the work. You know, it's just like a glass of wine will make you happy. But at the end of the day, it will pass. Now, discipline, self-discipline is a skill. Showing up when nobody else got your back but you is a skill. When the world completely starts to crash on you, left and right, and you find a way to adapt to your situation and find new angles to approach your business, to approach your relationship, to approach your work, whatever it is, that is a skill. And to me, that's about winning that 80%. That's about truly understanding yourself on a deep level. I'm gonna tell you something deep that I listened. Seth Godin. If you don't know who Seth Godin is, that's a goat himself. And I'm paraphrasing what he said. He says, you should never let how you feel dictate how you act. You should let how you act dictate how you feel. And what he means by that is people who they feel lazy, they feel, and I'm going to say it, they feel useless, they feel less than themselves. They act according to that. They let the way they feel and their emotions dictate how they move in this world. But when you just start running, when you just start training, and you start acting and moving, suddenly that makes you feel more confident, makes you feel more accomplished. It gives you a different level of belief in yourself because you let how you act dictate how you feel. When you start serving others, when you start impacting others, you start to feel fulfilled. And that's, like, this is so real about it. I'm gonna just give you a tidbit. T said, hey, bro, I'm gonna go live tonight. I'm gonna go on this run just so I could get my mind right. That's a perfect example of Trent acting so it can dictate how he feels. But he had to do the work. He was like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna go run in nature for 3 or 4 miles because I already know what it's gonna do to my mind. And I want to be turned up for the people because I want to give to them. I want to pour into them. So,
bro,
yes, defeat your Goliath, bro. Slay your giant. Everybody listening, slay your giant. And you heard me say it on the podcast if you didn't listen to it today. If you want a different level of life, you got to do different things. You got to think different. You got to move different. And the game of you versus you is infinite. It's infinite. Every day is a new round. Every day is a new round. And every year is a new match. And there's going to be a different Goliath that tries to take you down to your knees every year. Whether it's finances, whether it's being laid off, whether it's COVID, anxiety, man, I don't even know where to start. And I'm in it myself. I'm in it myself. But no matter what, I know I'm not going to sit there and just take some L to somebody that I do not want to be. Point blank.
Ooh. Bro, I'm gonna let that breathe for a minute. You already know, man, when there's so much fire to take in, bro, so much truth. I don't want to use the word inspiration because that would be disrespectful to everything you said. Impact. So much impact to take in. I hope that y'all heard every word, man, that Jay is saying and he's talking about because it's so true. And he had mentioned before somebody drove up on me on these country roads, I had to be like, who is this? I was like, hey. But as he was talking about, that season that I was in, still in that season with my daughter, right, with Maya, and seeing her. And I'm not going to go into that whole story. A lot of y'all know about that situation. But he said something, and I don't know if y'all caught it, but I already had predetermined in my life, like how I'm going to respond to hard times, right? And it might not look like excellence. It might not look like strength to people, but I've already made up in my mind that quitting is not a freaking option, man. And some of y'all, what's happened is, and no disrespect to you, but I got to just tell you that real and be straight up. You want some coaches that's just going to give you some fluff, we ain't the ones.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be real with you, man. Like, some of you have left the road open, right? Left the door open to quitting. So every time it gets hard, you run and hide. Every time it gets hard, you throw in the towel. Every time it gets hard, you blame and complain. Every time it gets hard, you sit there and you self-pity every single time. And so for me, I made up in my mind how I was going to respond with life. I don't care how hard life hits me. I don't care what I go through. I don't care if I'm losing it all. I'm never going to quit, because quitting is not an option. And the thing about the human mind, the human body, the thing about us as human beings, when you truly make up your mind, and I want you to understand, a made-up mind is the most powerful thing in the world, positive and negative, because some of you have made up in your mind that your life is over, and that's why you're living that way. Some of you have made up in your mind that you're not going to quit, and that's why you tend to find a way out of nowhere. You tend to make something happen when there's nothing there. You tend to make a masterpiece out of your broken pieces. And so I hope that y'all get what Jay was talking about, because some of y'all need to just predetermine how you're going to respond, right? That rival that's inside of you, right? That enemy. How you going to respond when that enemy shows up? How you going to respond when doubt shows up, fear shows up, procrastination shows up, your past shows up, haters, we all got haters, shows up? How you going to respond? Some of us don't know. We don't come in there with a plan. And if you don't have a plan, you're probably not going to adapt. And if you don't adapt, you're not going to win your fight, period. So I want y'all to let that sink into your soul, man. And that's a part of being a rare breed. Like,
man, bro, I only want to cut you off, but I got to tell a story from yesterday. And you talking about rare breeds. And I'm going to say this right now, and I might hurt some feelings to my actual friends who might even be on here. All right. Remember this quote: rare breeds don't make excuses. We make moves. All right. So I'm sitting here at dinner with some homies. All right. With some homies who I love, who I've been knowing from high school, that I take a bullet for. So they trying to talk to me about getting in shape. And if anybody knows me, obviously I'm a performance coach. I've been doing fitness for a long time. So they start telling me, man, I need to get in shape. They start asking questions about training and coaching. I was like, just show up at my spot. The first thing that came out their mouth was, Pruna, I ain't ready for you. I got to work my way up to that. And I said, in the back of my mind, without being disrespectful, because at the end of the day, I got a servant's heart. I'm like, man, you already took the L. You already making excuses, man. You hadn't even stepped in the arena with me. And you already telling me you got to work your way up to me. You hadn't even been in there yet. And I said to myself, that you're going to hear me say this quote all the time. You are never, ever pre-qualified for success. You qualify yourself for success when you put in the work and put yourself out there.
Bro, you know my mindset, and you know this is true. I ain't gonna never say, I'm gonna just use you for example. When they say, Pruna, let this car pass. I'm out in these streets. When they say, Pruna, I ain't ready for you, I'm like, Pruna, I'm looking for you.
Yeah.
Where you at? You know, like, that's the difference, man. We talk about that. We talk about that on the podcast. Like, a part of redefining who you are is obviously your circle and your environment. We don't have to go in depth. Make sure y'all listen to the podcast that me and Jay spit on today. I think it's one of the best ones, man. I'm not just saying it because it's us, but Jay brought, as you're seeing, his brilliance right now, right? Just imagine 45 minutes of it. But we talk about that, bro. And for me, it's like, I'm trying to seek out, right? I'm trying to seek out people that push me. I mean, that's one of the reasons why I was like, hey, man, I want you to be my performance and my mindset coach, because I knew you were a person that can push me. The first time I worked out with you, I said, oh, yeah, I've been looking for you. This is who I want right here. You know, I need somebody that's gonna challenge me, that's gonna tell me, put your hand up, man. You know,
yeah,
that's gonna push me like that, and that's also knowledgeable and all those other things that you are, bro. Let's real quick, because we didn't gave these 1,000 people, I mean, some fire. I don't know what else you might need tonight after this, but let's talk about what we got, man. With Rare Breed Academy, you know, let's talk about that for a minute, and then we'll get off of here, man.
Let's do it, man. Hey, look, if y'all don't know already, Rare Breed Academy is a holistic performance coaching program. At the end of the day, we're about mind, body, and soul. We want to check off all those 3 boxes. I'm going to say this right now. It is not just a fitness program. It is not just something where, oh, you have to be some type of gym rat to be part of the Rare Breed Academy. This is about you being more mentally tough, about you being more self-disciplined, about you knowing yourself on a deeper level, about helping you be more productive, being able to manage your time, your energy, and getting around a circle of people who will elevate you. And I'm going to tell you this right now, in terms of Trent and I don't call Trent a motivational speaker, nor do I call myself that, nor do I call myself a truth teller. We are just pointers of the truth. Trent and I want to point you in the right direction, but it's up to you to find out the real truth about yourself and what you are willing to do to get to that next level. So when it comes to the Rare Breed Academy, you're going to get all the mindset exercises. You're going to get all like this right here. You're going to get this 2 times a week. And we're going to be answering your questions. Your questions. We're not just going to sit there and try to give you knowledge. It really brings us all together. We're answering questions about entrepreneurship. We're answering questions about relationships. And I always say, Trent will hear me. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a psychologist, but I'll tell you, just from my experiences of life, this is what I can give you. Nutrition questions, fitness questions. We're going to give you all those dimes and those gems in terms of rituals of excellence. And I'm going to tell you this right now. This is going to be some just cold-hearted but honest truth that I want you guys to come to this realization. We're going to make you up your standards. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that separates us as human beings, it's not our skills. It's not our talent. It is our standards of living. So right now, Trent is not a superstar motivational speaker, coach, because of his skill set. Of course, he has some gifts, but it's the standard at which he lives through those gifts is what makes him a rare breed. And I stand by him with those same principles. And I guarantee anybody who really goes all in, on themselves on this program, is gonna take their lives to a different level and become a different specimen, a different human being. I hope you guys understand what I mean when I say that, when I talk about changing your self-image. Because at the end of the day, the way you see yourself is the type of life you create. Just like Socrates said, the man who says he can't and the man who says he can are both right. And if you join Rare Breed, you will start to see yourself in a different light and become a different specimen. Because I will say this, Trent, were you the same man you were 5 years ago?
Absolutely not.
Were you the same man you were last year?
Absolutely not.
And I hope everybody, all 1,000 people on here, can say to themselves, just after 6 weeks of dedicating yourself, that you could say, I'm a different person. I'm a different woman than I was 6 weeks ago. I'm a different man than I was 6 weeks ago. Because I'm approaching life with a different standard and a different intensity. And it's not going to change.
There you go, y'all. Down there, rarebreedacademy.com, Trent 30 off to get $30 off. And I hate saying this part because it sounds salesy, but I'm going to just tell you this too. You're probably never going to hear this from people that's trying to, I don't use the word push a program because I don't consider it a program. I consider it family. And you know, one of the most beautiful things about Rare Breed Academy, guys, and listen, it's for the person that needs it in their season. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. Some of y'all ain't ready for it. It's just facts. And that's not to be cold-hearted. Some of y'all don't want to do the work, and that's okay in the season. But there's probably about 100 people on here that's actually ready to invest in themselves, ready to do the work. If you're a person that you're just signing up just to sign up, don't sign up. We don't want you, okay? And there's nothing against you. There was times in my life where I would just sign up for something just to sign up and say I signed up, put on social media, and I didn't do any of the work. We will call you. If you use that code Trent30 off, you will get a call. But I'm telling you this right now, the only way you're getting a call is if you finish the program. That's it. Last time people sign up just to get a call and they got a refund. You know, so if you in it just to get a call from me and us, save your money, man. Don't sign up. Don't invest in yourself. But I will say this. For the people that are ready to make a change, for the people that are ready to transform, for the people that are ready to invest in who they are. Because some of us, let's be real. Let's be honest. I'm not talking to anybody that's in a bad financial situation, right? If you're not in the right financial situation, don't do it. But some of us, we've spent a lot of money, I wouldn't say a lot, but $150 on things that haven't helped us every single month, to things that have kept us from being a rare breed, to things that have kept us living an average life. Drop a heart if you've done that, right? And a lot of us, we expect, right, to go down Greatness Avenue in a vehicle that doesn't bring us there. Okay, so if you're a person that says, you know what, I'm ready to invest in myself, do it. Again, we're not trying to sell you, man, because at the end of the day, we want people who want to be there. Facts. That's the only thing that's going to change. That's the only thing that will help you make a change. But before we get off here, I want to share this. The most impactful thing about what we do is the community. And you can look in these comments right now. This ain't no mumbo jumbo, fake testimonial like a lot of people do. This is some real stuff, real time. When I was going through my hardest situation, like 2 months ago, a month ago, or even still now, my mother died the week, I think the day before we started the program. And I wasn't sure if I could do it. And somebody hit me up and said, Trent, actually the whole community said Trent. And my brother Jay was like, hey, man, we'll push it back if we need to. And I was like, nah, man, let's do it. I need this. You know, I made a promise to my mom to get the most out of my life. Let's do this. We made a commitment. Let's do it. And I tell you this, my brother Jay, other people in my life for sure, but the community in Rare Breed, the Rare Breed Academy lifted me up. When I was crying on lives, they lifted me up. They were in my inbox. They sent things to my house when I didn't even ask for it. Right? They didn't say, I'm going to be there for you and didn't show up like a lot of people have done and did, and nothing against those people. These people didn't know me outside of Trent Online, but they became family. And that gave me the strength to be able to push through. People say, Trent, it seems like you changed, you turned the page. It's because of that community. And that community is beautiful. I know Jay can attest to this too, but you're getting family. And I don't just say that lightly. You're getting family. You're getting us. But the best part of Rare Breed Academy is the rare breeds. How you feel about that, bro? Is that truth or truth?
Man, we call everybody fam in there. And just like you said, if you can see in the, we're about community. At the end of the day, I mean, we're all we got. If there's a phrase that I'm going to say, we all we got. And when you have a circle of people who are focused on the same goal of building the best version of themselves, why wouldn't you want to be around that energy? You heard me say it on the podcast. You've heard this quote many times. You want to be a king, you want to be a queen, you got to surround yourself with king and queens. You can't think like a queen or a king and be around peasants who think like that too.
It's facts, bro.
So, I mean, I'll tell you this. If there's one thing I want to add to what you just said, go all in on yourself. Invest in yourself. And if you're telling me right off the bat that you don't have money, look, I'm not saying that you're lying. Take a look at your bank statement for the last month and tell me that you can't find enough money to invest in yourself. We all got something. And that is the brutal truth. So I'm gonna leave you with a rare breed mantra right here. Don't make excuses, make moves. TDMD. Think different, move different.
And that equals that we gonna live different, baby. Live like a rare breed, man. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate y'all for rocking with us.
If you want another awesome video in our Black Excellence series, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.